This is one of the most fun runs I've had on Balatro. It was played on the Magic deck on green stake, and while I messed up really badly at the end of the run, I still had a ton of fun and wanted to show it off. I start off the run by skipping the small blind and the big blind for a rare joker and $25. I start off by playing a full house, followed up by a flush and a high card. In the ante-2 shop, I pick up the tribe as well as trading card, and I reroll for Hanging Chad. I reroll again and I'm able to pick up a magician card and go into the small blind of ante-2. I use the magician to get 2 lucky heart cards and then use my fool cards to make even more magic cards. I do this 3 times to get 6 heart cards that are lucky. After clearing the round, in the next shop, I'm able to pick up DNA, which allows me to copy even more lucky heart cards. In the next shop, I'm able to pick up Bootstrap for some extra mult. I clear the ante-2 boss pretty easily and move into ante-3. And in this point in the run, I have 14 heart cards, most of which are already lucky. I'm using my trading card to delete any non-heart cards in my deck, and playing a lucky high card at the start of every round to duplicate it with DNA. My plan initially was to make as many lucky cards as possible so that I could find Lucky Cat and get a large X multiplier that I could easily scale. I sell the tribe in order to pick up Throwback before finding an ectoplasm. I use this to make my ballot a negative, reducing my hand size to 7. I re-roll and am able to find the tribe again almost immediately. I clear the rest of ante-4 very easily and continue flying through ante-5. In the next shop, I find another ectoplasm, which makes my DNA negative and reduces my hand size by 2, bringing me down to a hand size of 5 cards. I beat the needle very easily, and in the next shop, am able to pick up this joker, which is a negative. And while it targets clubs, I almost always pick up negatives just in case I need to sell one for one of the boss blinds. I decide to pick up ice cream just to give me some extra chips. With only a hand size of 5, I'm having a hard time making flushes, even with 4 discards. That's the risk of picking up ectoplasm twice, and so I'm going to have to rely more heavily on high card or pairs. I open up a buffoon pack and am able to find baseball card. This will give me 1.5 mult for every uncommon joker I have, and with 4 currently, I decide to sell the tribe as I'm getting away from playing flushes anyway, and decide to go for baseball card instead, as this will give me much more mult. Playing 1 high card is barely enough to clear me through the big blind, and playing a high card here is enough to clear the boss blind. I pick up the blank voucher in an attempt to find antimatter later on, before selling Throwback to pick up hologram instead. After clearing the ante-7 small blind, in the next shop I'm able to pick up Oops All Sixes, which I sell ice cream to grab. Yet another uncommon joker that baseball card is going to trigger. I continue deleting cards from my deck and using DNA to copy as many lucky aces as I possibly can. The Oops All Sixes is going to make it much more likely that my lucky cards hit. In the first shop of ante-8, I sell my trading card and pick up a foiled bloodstone instead, and buy antimatter, which gives me an additional joker slot. I'm now up to 9 joker slots. I use a judgment card to create a joker, sell it, and then use a fool to make another one, which gives me Throwback. As we move into the big blind of ante-8, playing 1 card nets me 350,000 points. I'm able to easily clear the ante-8 boss blind by playing just 1 card. Moving into endless mode, I continue doing what I've been doing, copying as many lucky cards as I possibly can, and I am now getting about 3.5 million points per card played. I pick up a Spectral Pack, which gives me another ectoplasm. Despite giving me a -3 hand size, I decide to pick it up anyway. I re-roll the shop a few times before finally finding Brainstorm. I decide to pick it up, taking up my 10th joker slot. Despite having only a hand size of 2, I have enough lucky heart cards that I can pretty consistently make sure I am always going to have one in my hand. Using the Brainstorm on baseball card nets me a ton of chips, giving me a total of 25 million points for playing 1 card. In the Ante 10 shop, I sell my Bootstrap and pick up Invisible Joker. After playing 2 rounds, I sell my Invisible Joker, which gives me another copy of Brainstorm. The rest of Ante 11 goes extremely well as I fly through each blind with ease. After re-rolling the shop a few times, I come across Lucky Cat, and as this is what my entire run has been building towards, I cannot help myself and sell Throwback in order to pick it up. I then make a fatal mistake in the small blind of Ante 12 and don't worry about points soon enough. I copy DNA with the Brainstorm the first round, and then I make a big mistake on my second hand by brainstorming Hanging Chad. My thought process here was that I would trigger the card as many times as I possibly could in order to trigger the lucky effect to scale up the Lucky Cat. For hand 3 and 4, even though I'm copying Baseball card twice, it is not enough and I fall short and lose the run. Even though I made a mistake here right at the end, I had a lot of fun during this run, and I would be curious to see how far people could take this seed. I have the seed posted in the description if anyone would like to try it out on their own. I probably shouldn't have picked up Lucky Cat, or if I did, I probably shouldn't have worried about trying to scale it up and just let it scale up naturally. Anyway, thank you guys for watching, and if you want to see more Balatro runs like this, be sure to subscribe.